Okay, so welcome to this Let's Play of Ultima V Warriors of Destiny. We're actually going to be using the remake of Ultima V Lazarus. So, let's become the avatar of Britannia. That is, enter Britannia. So the first thing that we have to do, once we enter Britannia, is create our avatar, the hero to save Britannia. And here is our avatar as she currently appears. So there are a number of appearances that we can take in Britannia. I think I'm going to take this one. And I'm going to name the avatar after me. And now that we've done that, we'll journey onwards. So the next thing we have to do is actually create our character. And unlike most RPGs, you create your character in Ultima 4, 5 and 6 by answering a series of ethical questions that is posed to you by a gypsy. So this is where the introduction to the game begins. And it starts with: far from your mind while strolling through the nearby woods is the rumour of a mysterious gypsy wagon that some claim to have seen. But then you see the colourful wagon sitting in the valley below. Strangely, you find yourself drawn to the wagon. As you approach, a woman's voice from inside says, "Enter, O seeker." That's my gypsy voice. And if you think it's really bad, you're not going to like the voice acting in Ultima 9. Upon entering, you find an old gypsy sitting in a curtained room. In front of her is a table upon which sit 2 incense bowls. The ancient gypsy smiles as she says, "We have been waiting a long time, but at last you have come. Sit, and I shall read the path of your future." She throws some powder into the bowls, and that causes a thick blue smoke to boil upwards from them. Staring into the smoke, she says, "Let us begin the casting." Okay, so basically, there are 8 virtues in the Ultima series, and I'll be asked a series of ethical questions, which will make me choose one virtue over another. And by the end of the questioning, I will have chosen one virtue most of all, and that will be the virtue that defines my character. So if I choose honesty, for example, my character will become a much more powerful wizard than warrior, because honesty is the virtue that's associated with wizards. Or if I choose compassion, I'll be close to being a bard, so I'll presumably be really dexterous. So here's the first dilemma. Entrusted to deliver an uncounted purse of gold, thou dost meet a poor beggar. Do you honestly deliver the gold, knowing that the trust in thee was well placed, or do you give the beggar a coin, knowing that it won't be missed? So you have to choose between honesty and compassion here. So let's give the beggar some gold. Thou hast been sent to secure a near treaty with a distant lord. Thy host is agreeable to the proposal, but insults thy country at dinner. Do you valiantly bear the slurs, or justly rise and demand an apology? Well, I think we can probably valiantly bear the slurs for a bit of diplomatic relations. Thou art in a crossroads in thy life. Dost thou choose the honourable life of a paladin, striving for truth and courage, or choose the humble life of a shepherd and a world of simplicity and peace? Okay, this is probably one of the questions where they really couldn't think of a question that fitted both honour and honesty. I think I would choose the honourable life of a paladin. I mean, the shepherd is the class that's associated most with humility, but... Thou hast spent thy life in charitable and righteous work. Thine uncle, the innkeeper, lies ill and asks you to take over his tavern. Do you sacrifice thy life of purity to aid thy kin, or decline and follow thy spirit's call? Now, thou dost manage to disarm thy mortal enemy in a duel. He is at thy mercy. Do I show him compassion by permitting him to yield, or slay him as expected by a valiant duelist? Well, he's a mortal enemy, he must be a bad guy. So let's slay him as expected as a valiant duelist. Thou art a bounty hunter sworn to return an alleged murderer. After his capture, thou believest him to be innocent. Dost thou sacrifice thy sizable bounty for thy belief, or honour thy oath to return him as thou hast promised? I think if we think he's innocent, let's let him go. A mighty knight accosts thee and demands thy food. Do you valiantly refuse and engage the knight, or do you sacrifice thy food unto this hungry knight? Let's violently refuse and engage the knight. "So be it," says the gypsy, as if from a great distance. "Thy path is chosen." Thus began thy quest, as chronicled in Ultima IV, with the defeat of the Triad of Evil marking the end of the 3 Ages of Darkness. The lands of Britannia entered a new age of enlightenment. A champion was needed to show the peoples of Britannia the long-neglected path to virtue. So that's basically the backstory to the Ultima series so far. Ultimas 1, 2 and 3 were concerned with you killing the Archmage Mundane, the Archwizardress Minax, and their child Exodus in the first 3 games. Then in the 4th game, you were to quest to become an avatar. The 4th game was created in response to feedback that the first 3 games were too violent and weren't giving children a decent pastime to. So in the 4th one, you had to become a champion of the 8 virtues. You had to try and become the avatar. You were chosen to be this champion. Heroically did you grow strong in the ways of the 8 virtues: honesty, compassion, valour, justice, sacrifice, honour, spirituality and humility. By many great deeds did you gain understanding of truth, love and courage, thus becoming the first mortal to set eyes upon the Codex of Wisdom. Upon completing your heroic quest, having shown the landsmen of Britannia the way of the Avatar, you returned to your world, an Avatar in your own right.